Well, the Honolulu mayor's race really is one of the hottest races this election season. It's ruled by rail, roads, and recycling. And we continue our Commitment 2012 coverage with a candidate who represented Manoa in the Hawaii State House of Representatives from 2002 to 2008 and served as acting mayor after Mufi Hanneman resigned to run for governor in 2010. Joining us this morning is mayoral candidate Kirk Caldwell. Good morning to you.
Morning,
Thanks
Jill.
for coming in.
It's good to see you, and it's nice to be on here after your guinea pig.
I know. You have to follow the guinea pigs.
I tell you.
It's a tough job. But
yes.
let's talk about your priorities. If elected mayor, what would be the top 3 items of business that you would tackle first?
Number one, I'd make sure that potholes are getting filled every day at a faster rate than they are right now, and that our roads are repaved. Number two, really, really important, is that we address the bus route issue that you just covered this morning. Bus routes need to be restored. People are really being impacted in a very negative way, particularly working women in our more rural districts. Very, very troubling. And then addressing our sewage issue in this moratorium that's starting to be resolved. But I'd make sure that we address the capacity issue short term and then started to address the long-term issues with this. This is what being a mayor is all about, right? It's the nitty-gritty stuff, the up-close and personal sewage, water, garbage, filling potholes. I'm passionate about those things. I love those things. And I think that's the secret to being a good mayor.
Well, you know, you do have the bulk of union endorsements. So how do you plan to do business fairly and independently without compromising your favorable position with those unions?
I think what they recognize, particularly in the private sector unions, is that I'm someone who is going to build rail better, that I'm going to be fully engaged and make sure that this rolling back of rail, you know, the popularity has moved backward. Being more engaged and hands-on, we're going to make sure that the project moves forward in a way where there's transparency, teaming up with guys like Dan Grabowskis to give him the support that he needs. And I think that's why the private sector unions have endorsed me. The public sector unions, I think, recognize that I have a team approach to managing the city. And really, it is about the entire city group delivering the services that we need. If they don't go to work, nothing in the city works. I recognize that. And I think they like the fact that I'm going to be hands-on, trying to make sure they deliver those services. When I was at the city as the managing director, I helped negotiate contracts with the public sector unions in a fair and balanced and equitable way. And I think most people agree that those contracts are fair on both sides, both for us as taxpayers and also for the workers at the city.
Well, you also have the bulk of endorsements from rail groups, pro-rail groups. But Ben Cayetano, who is anti-rail, also still seems to be doing pretty well in the polls. So how do you explain that? Is there a real anti-rail sentiment out there? And what to do about that?
Well, I think that people are very concerned about rail. Rightly so, right? It's the largest construction project ever in the history of this place, $5.16 billion. And they're worried. And they want their concerns addressed. And I think part of it is all of us, including me as a candidate, need to step up and re-engage the public on this and really look for ways to explain their concerns. I believe that rail is the right way to go. It is about looking towards a future where we live better in the urban core and not look backwards to the past 50 years, how we've developed through urban sprawl, but a different way. But change is concerning to anyone, to you and I even. So how do we address that? I think it's by being engaged with the public, and that's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I've been doing. And I think it's going to work, you know, as we move forward in this campaign.
Okay, real quickly, let's talk trash. No names here, but we're talking about the controversial landfill issue. How do you plan with dealing with Oahu's garbage?
For me, I think I'm passionate about eliminating the need for a landfill. It's going to take about 7 years to site a new landfill on this island. Instead, I say, let's put our energy and focus on eliminating the need for a landfill at the Waimanalo Gulch and not site one somewhere else, because no one wants a landfill. We're down to about 10% of all of our Opala going into a landfill. And I think if we work really hard, we can follow the example of Germany, for example, that's eliminated the need for landfills, and we can get to that goal. And that's where I'm going to put my focus and energy.
All right. Well, good luck to you. Thanks, Kirk,
Thanks,
for coming
Jill.
in this morning.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And fellow candidates Peter Carlisle and Ben Cayetano will also appear here on KITV4 News this morning next week. And our interview with Mayor Carlisle is on Monday at 6:35 a.m. And then on Tuesday with former Governor Ben Cayetano, he'll be here at 6:05 a.m. Now, to see this interview again with candidate Kirk Caldwell, just head to the top video section of our website, KITV.com. It's now 6:39. We'll be right back.